Shell, in the last few months, over the last year or two, we've seen it being very active in making some acquisitions, some strategic acquisitions, getting back into the power business, taking a bigger presence also in transportation, advanced mobility. How does that affect your venturing strategy?
Well, it does. I mean, the way Shell and the new energy business to which we, as Shell Ventures, belong to, look at venturing is two ways. Number one, it's a way to get access to technologies and business models that we like to deploy in Shell, in the assets and the projects that we manage. And secondly, it's also kind of the eyes and ears on the ground in an external ecosystem of innovators, where at times we may be the nucleus of a new business model that we actually like to integrate into our operations at some point in time, either as a supplier, a joint venture partner, or even acquisition target. So most recently Shell has done quite a few acquisitions of also small, medium enterprises or grow-ups. Sonnen is an example, the home power retail storage company from Germany.
That was a company you'd invested in as well.
We did. We invested in them a year earlier, and we've been looking at the company for a few years, in fact. Always liked them. Never quite liked the valuation, but that was the reason for waiting a bit longer. But we did, as a venture unit, invest, and then a year later the business actually bought the company. And then there's other companies where we didn't invest, but we knew of their existence. We always liked them, like a company like Lime Jump, which was recently also bought by the same business in Shell from the UK, kind of a trading application. And we like them a lot too, and so that happens. I mean, venturing is very much used as an active set of eyes and ears on the ground to see who's out there. Not necessarily to acquire. I would say that's the vast minority of cases we may acquire a company. It's actually more, growing the next generation of suppliers to the energy industry, and that's what we do.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about electric mobility and your activities and interests in this area. Firstly, how quickly do you see that whole opportunity evolving? How big is that opportunity for Shell?
It is a material opportunity. It's evolving as we speak. Today, the total amount of new sales as a percentage of overall sales in the car space is still fairly mundane in places like the US and Europe, say 2, 3, 4%. In China already it's at 7% EV over total car sales, so that's good. So we are at that pivot point. We bought InnoMotion, a startup here in Amsterdam, which is a charge point provider and charging solution player that we are expanding across Europe. We bought Greenlots, which is an integrated software package in the EV space. So and it's really buy and build is our strategy there, and building or buying companies and opportunities and doing projects like we are launching a hydrogen refueling station across Germany. We're looking at the UK, California. So it's really both organic and non-organic growth, and then putting the pieces together. And it is happening as we speak, so we want to be part of that.
Good. Looking ahead to GCV's conference in Houston, GCV Energy, can you talk a little bit about what you're up to there? That is, I guess, Houston, the traditional capital of energy. Is it still an important venture ecosystem for Shell?
It is, although Houston also tries to stay relevant by attracting more startups to the ecosystem. I mean, it is, the capital of the energy industry in many ways, but also of pharma and pharmaceutical and medical, and also space. So you got that interesting ecosystem of large industrial players, but there are not enough startup activity yet. And so Houston is actually, as a city, getting very active in trying to attract more startups to Houston, and we're trying to play a positive role in it. We have invested in a fund that actually tries to do exactly that, is to make Houston more of an active and vibrant startup ecosystem.
And that's called?
That's the HX fund that we invested in. And so we're trying to do everything as a, let's say, a company citizen of Houston to help the city to attract more startups to that space. And energy is obviously the place that Houston should be focusing on. And so we see increasingly more exciting energy startups entering Houston. Yeah.
Well, last year we had startups presenting, participating at our Houston event that were backed by Shell. Very good ones. So we look forward to Shell's support. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to more of your venture portfolio participating this year. So
always happy to pitch some of our startups to the broader community.
Great. Geert, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.